Most Haunted Places in Salem, a journey into the shadows. Welcome to our haunted storytelling channel, where the veil between the living and the dead grows thin, and whispers from another realm echo through time. If you've ever felt a chill run down your spine when walking alone at night, or wondered if there's more to this world than meets the eye, then you're in for quite the treat. Today, we're diving deep into one of America's most infamous cities, a place steeped in history, mystery, and tales of restless spirits, Salem, Massachusetts. Salem is a city that needs no introduction to horror enthusiasts and history buffs alike. Known primarily for its infamous witch trials of 1692, Salem has become synonymous with dark legends, spectral encounters, and an eerie atmosphere that lingers long after the sun sets. But beyond its well-documented past lies a labyrinth of haunted locations, each with its own unique story to tell. Whether it's ghostly apparitions, unexplained phenomena, or chilling historical accounts, Salem offers a treasure trove of supernatural intrigue. In this article, we'll take you on a spine-tingling journey through some of the most haunted places in Salem. From centuries-old homes to cursed cemeteries, these sites are not just relics of the past. They're alive with stories waiting to be uncovered. So grab your flashlight, and maybe a friend, because things are about to get spooky. But before we delve into the darkness, let me remind you why stories like these matter. Horror isn't just about fear, it's about connection. It taps into something primal within us, forcing us to confront the unknown while reminding us of our shared humanity. And what better way to explore this than by visiting Salem, a city where history and hauntings intertwine so seamlessly. So buckle up, dear reader. By the end of this journey, you'll have experienced Salem as never before, through the eyes of those who claim to have encountered its otherworldly inhabitants. Are you ready? The shadows are calling. The Salem Courthouse, where justice met tragedy. Few places in Salem evoke as much dread as the old Salem Courthouse, a building whose very foundation seems soaked in sorrow. Constructed during the colonial era, this courthouse bore witness to one of the darkest chapters in American history, the infamous Salem Witch Trials. Here, in these cold, unforgiving chambers, fear reigned supreme, and justice was twisted into a weapon of persecution. The year was 1692. A chilling hysteria had gripped the town of Salem, fueled by whispers of witchcraft and unseen evils. What began as murmurs in the dark quickly escalated into full-fledged accusations, and before long, over 200 individuals found themselves accused of consorting with the devil. The courthouse, meant to serve as a pillar of justice, became a theater of despair, where innocence was irrelevant, and survival often hinged on one's willingness to condemn another. Inside its shadowed halls, judges sat high upon their benches, their expressions impassive as they listened to testimonies riddled with fear, deceit, and manipulation. The accused stood trembling before them, their voices hoarse from pleading, their wrists raw from iron shackles. Evidence was flimsy at best. Claims of spectral visions, sudden illnesses, and bizarre animal behavior were all it took to seal a person's fate. Those who proclaimed their innocence met the noose. Those who confessed, even falsely, faced a life of shame and ruin. The walls of the courthouse absorbed every tear, every scream, every desperate prayer. And some say they still remember. Visitors today often speak of an oppressive heaviness in the air, an eerie silence that presses upon them like an invisible weight. Tour guides tell of strange occurrences, phantom whispers that dance upon the wind, footsteps echoing down empty corridors, the faint scent of burning tallow candles long extinguished. Many believe the courthouse is more than a historical relic. It is a tomb for restless spirits, forever trapped between justice denied and vengeance unclaimed. One particularly harrowing tale comes from a woman named Eleanor Madsen, a local historian who once spent the night documenting the courthouse's history. As the clock neared midnight, she felt a sudden chill, as if 1,000 unseen eyes had turned their gaze upon her. The air crackled with something unseen but undeniably present. Then, a soft sob echoed through the empty courtroom. She turned toward the judge's bench, and saw her breath cloud in front of her, despite the warm summer air. A single candle, unlit moments before, flickered to life upon the wooden desk. Another chilling account involves a group of paranormal investigators who set up their equipment in the courthouse's lower chambers, where accused witches once awaited trial in dank, suffocating darkness. The investigators captured audio recordings of what sounded like urgent whispers, frantic and breathless. One of them, a skeptic named Robert Hayes, scoffed at the findings, until he felt a cold hand grasp his wrist. He turned swiftly, expecting to find one of his team members, but he was alone. The handprint, pale and icy, lingered on his skin for hours afterward. Perhaps the most infamous legend tied to the courthouse is that of Judge Samuel Hathorne, one of the most ruthless magistrates during the trials. Unlike others who later expressed regret, Hathorne remained unrepentant until his dying day. It is said that his spirit still lingers, condemned to wander the halls where he once condemned others. Visitors report hearing the slow, deliberate tapping of a judge's gavel, even when the room stands empty. Some claim to see a shadowy figure looming behind the judge's bench, watching, waiting. Technology, too, seems to falter in the presence of Salem's tragic past. Cameras refuse to focus, their lenses capturing only hazy blurs where faces should be. Cell phones lose battery within moments of entering the courthouse, as if the spirits drain energy to manifest themselves. More than one visitor has fled in terror after feeling unseen hands brush against their skin or hearing their own name whispered in the darkness. Despite its chilling reputation, the Salem courthouse remains a beacon for those drawn to the paranormal, to history, and to the uneasy intersection between the two. But it is not merely a place for ghost hunters and thrill seekers. It is a cautionary tale in stone and timber, a stark reminder of how quickly fear can spiral into madness, and how justice, once corrupted, leaves behind a stain that time cannot erase. Even now, centuries later, the courthouse stands, a silent witness to the tragedies of the past. The gavel may have fallen for the last time, but the echoes of injustice, of lives stolen too soon, will never be silenced. The Salem Courthouse, where justice met tragedy. While the Salem Courthouse serves as a grim reminder of historical injustices, it also acts as a magnet for paranormal activity, drawing curious souls eager to uncover its hidden truths. Among the myriad reports of ghostly encounters, several stand out due to their vividness and consistency across different witnesses. One recurring figure often spotted within the courthouse is believed to be Bridget Bishop, the first person executed during the Salem Witch Trials. Witnesses describe seeing a translucent woman dressed in archaic clothing wandering the halls, sometimes appearing near the judge's bench where she was sentenced to death. Her expression is said to oscillate between sorrow and defiance, mirroring the emotions she must have felt during her trial. Several psychics who visited the site independently claimed to feel a strong feminine presence, describing sensations of anger intertwined with profound grief. Another frequent apparition reported is that of Giles Corey, an elderly farmer pressed to death under heavy stones for refusing to enter a plea. Visitors recount hearing loud thuds echoing through the chambers, reminiscent of the crushing weight he endured. More disturbingly, some claim to see his spectral form lying prone on the floor, seemingly reliving his agonizing demise. One documented incident involved a security guard who swore he saw a man matching Corey's description materialize briefly before vanishing into thin air. He described feeling an oppressive force pressing down on him, leaving him breathless and shaken. Beyond individual specters, the courthouse itself appears to harbor an unsettling ambience that affects all who enter. Tourists frequently mention experiencing sudden waves of nausea or dizziness upon crossing the threshold, symptoms attributed to residual energy trapped within the structure. Local lore suggests that these sensations stem from the collective trauma absorbed by the building over centuries. Psychologists might argue these reactions result from psychological suggestion, yet skeptics struggle to explain why similar symptoms occur even among unsuspecting newcomers unaware of the courthouse's haunted reputation. Sound phenomena constitute another significant facet of the courthouse's paranormal profile. Eerie whispers drift through empty corridors, unintelligible murmurs believed to belong to victims desperately trying to communicate their plight. On occasion, clearer phrases emerge such as, "I am innocent," or "Help me," sending shivers down listeners' spines. Audio recordings captured during investigations reveal EVPs, electronic voice phenomena, containing coherent messages pleading for release or expressing regret over wrongful convictions. physical manifestations further cement the courthouse's status as a hotspot for supernatural activity. Objects reportedly move inexplicably, doors slam shut without apparent cause, and lights flicker erratically despite functioning wiring. During one investigation, a team captured footage of a chair sliding across the floor unaided, stopping abruptly beside a table laden with trial documents. Such incidents defy logical explanation, fueling speculation about poltergeist activity driven by residual emotional turmoil. Despite extensive documentation and numerous eyewitness accounts, skepticism persists regarding the authenticity of these claims. Critics point to environmental factors like drafts, humidity changes, or electromagnetic interference as potential explanations for perceived anomalies. However, proponents counter that consistent patterns observed across diverse groups lend credibility to the notion of genuine paranormal activity. Moreover, scientific instruments deployed during investigations consistently register fluctuations in temperature, magnetic fields, and radiation levels, lending empirical support to anecdotal evidence. Ultimately, whether viewed through a lens of belief or disbelief, the Salem courthouse remains undeniably compelling. Its rich tapestry of history, tragedy, and alleged hauntings invites exploration, challenging conventional understanding of life, death, and what lies beyond. For those willing to confront the unknown, the courthouse promises an unforgettable journey into realms both tangible and ethereal, a fitting tribute to Salem's enduring mystique. The Salem Courthouse, a legacy of haunting and reflection. As we conclude our exploration of the Salem Courthouse, it becomes evident that this iconic landmark embodies far more than bricks and mortar. It stands as a testament to humanity's capacity for both great error and enduring resilience. Through its haunted halls, we glimpse not only the spectral remnants of a troubled past but also the indomitable spirit of those who refuse to fade into oblivion. For modern audiences captivated by tales of the supernatural, the Salem Courthouse offers invaluable insights. Its stories resonate deeply because they tap into universal themes of justice, morality, and redemption. They remind us that history is not merely a series of dates and events but a living narrative shaped by real people whose lives continue to influence ours in ways both seen and unseen. By examining the courthouse's haunting legacy, we gain a deeper appreciation for the complexities of human nature and the delicate balance between light and shadow. Each spectral encounter, each whispered plea for vindication underscores the importance of vigilance against prejudice and intolerance. In doing so, the courthouse transforms from a repository of ghosts into a beacon of reflection, urging us to learn from our ancestors' mistakes lest we repeat them. The eerie whispers that drift through its corridors are more than just remnants of the past. They are warnings, urging us to remain mindful of the dangers of hysteria and blind judgment. Those who visit the courthouse often leave with a profound sense of connection, as if the spirits lingering within seek to tell their stories to anyone willing to listen. Some claim to feel an unseen presence walking beside them, others hear faint sobs echoing through the air, and a few even witness shadowy figures flickering in the candlelight. Whether real or imagined, these experiences cement the courthouse's place as one of the most haunted locations in America. Despite its grim history, the Salem Courthouse also symbolizes the enduring quest for justice. Over time, society has acknowledged the wrongs committed during the witch trials, and efforts have been made to honor those who suffered unjustly. Memorials stand in tribute to the victims, their names no longer spoken in accusation but in remembrance. The courthouse, though haunted, has also become a place of reconciliation, where the past meets the present in a dialogue of understanding and learning. Perhaps that is why the spirits remain, not out of malice or vengeance, but out of a longing to be remembered, to have their truths acknowledged and their stories shared. By listening to them, we ensure they are never truly lost to history. The Salem Courthouse, with all its hauntings, compels us to reflect on the fragility of justice and the need for compassion in the face of fear. Thus, as we step away from the shadows cast by the Salem Courthouse, let us carry forward the lessons gleaned from its spectral inhabitants. Let their voices guide us toward greater empathy, wisdom, and courage. After all, in confronting the darkness, we illuminate paths previously obscured, paving the way for healing and understanding. And so, dear viewers, our journey through Salem's most haunted places draws to a close. We've walked alongside specters, listened to whispers from beyond the grave, and peered into the abyss of history's darkest corners. Each location we've explored, from the foreboding Salem courthouse to the shadowy streets and forgotten cemeteries, has revealed its own unique blend of terror and wonder. Together, they weave a tapestry of fear and fascination, reminding us that the past is never truly buried. But why do stories like these grip us so tightly? Why do we seek out the macabre, the mysterious, the unknown? Perhaps it's because horror connects us, to our ancestors, to each other, and to the fragile threads that bind life and death. It forces us to confront our deepest fears while offering solace in the knowledge that we are not alone. Even in the darkest moments, there is always someone else who has stood where we stand, trembling under the same moonlight. If tonight's tales have stirred something within you, I encourage you to share your thoughts in the comments below. Have you visited any of these haunted places? Do you have your own ghostly encounters to share? Or maybe you're planning a trip to Salem yourself. Let us know. Your stories keep the flame of curiosity burning bright, and together, we create a community bound by shared chills and thrills. Before we part ways, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell if you haven't already. Our channel thrives on your support, and trust me, there's plenty more where this came from. Upcoming episodes will take us to other haunted hotspots around the globe, unearthing legends and uncovering secrets that will leave you wide-eyed and wanting more. Until next time, stay curious, stay brave, and remember, the shadows are closer than they appear. Sweet dreams, or should I say, sweet nightmares?